Come on, you've got this. Come on, come back to us. Come on.
Clear! We've got a heartbeat. Hi guys, welcome back to Yorkshire Car Restoration. We're going to give ourselves a break today from all the grinding, welding and cutting of the Suzuki. So
We're going to start the engine for the first time in 15 years today and start it.
we're going to try. Right, so the first thing we need to do, we need to make sure that the block turns freely. We also need to make sure the ignition side is working correctly. And you can see here there's a... well,
Was that meant to happen?
No, that's... I don't think we need that. Well, down here is a fuel pipe, but there's no tank in it. So we need to check the rotation, we need to check fuel, we need to check water, we need to check ignition. With all those, if we've got compression, it'll fire. Okay, so it turns freely. It feels like there's compression. We've got to go this way to get the compression. It feels like there's compression, but that doesn't mean anything. I think we've still got a long way to go due to the fact that there's no fuel and no ignition yet. But the first thing is, it does have oil. We can see here, plenty of oil in that. Really dirty. Got plenty of oil. With no mayonnaise. There's a few years of crud in there, but no mayonnaise, which is emulsification, which just means the water seals are broken into the oil seals. So you end up with oil and water mixed. We've got a fuel system. What we've got here is a mechanical fuel pump. What this does is the engine turns, pushes a rod in and out, and it sucks all your petrol out of your petrol tank. But because it's not a variable system, whatever you don't use has to go back in. That's why we have a fuel return. So two pipes will go into the tank. We'll prime one to fill this up. The two pipes will go into the tank. One will be sucking, and whatever fuel we don't use, it'll pump back into there. We're going to pour petrol down there to fill this pipe up and to fill that up, and then we're just going to dump both of them. We can dump this one first, straight in the petrol tank. So that, in essence, is our fuel system. Moving on to a cooling system. Expansion tank. We need to tie wrap this out of the way. There is no water in it. That's fine. Hello? Alright, hopefully this isn't going to go all over the floor.
How far away can you get it?
It's the laughing that does it. That's now you feel the radiator. Next thing, ignition system. Pop the rotor arm on, clean the distributor cap point, and just make sure the contact points are good as well. spark plugs you always tighten with 1 grunt and a half.
What's a grunt and a half?
For this, watch. Grunt and a half. In, out. This one doesn't work, we'll have to get bigger. I'll use that side.
Right, go on.
Yeah, nothing's happening there. There's something happening here then. When I crank the key, I think we've got an earth fault. I'm going to try the bigger starter pack. This one's, I think it's a bit too clever for itself. I think it needs to see a charge in a battery before it'll send a signal, otherwise it cuts the battery pack out. Think about that. Let me go through it. Right, I've got positive to the starter motor. The only other thing it could be is either a Duff starter motor or the solenoid. So what happens here? Oh, right, okay, we've got engine rotation, which is good. Right, that battery pack is throwing off.
Hey!
Come on.
Give it some gas
I can't figure out how to take gas.
with your foot.
It's a push. It's a push. Come on. Wow, big win. Woo!
It is quite good though, isn't it?
We can take over.
Yeah.
Boom! There it is. It's like a little sewing machine. Right. The way to tell if the alternator's working is you have to have a battery to start your car and to help run auxiliaries, but you don't need a battery to run your engine. The alternator alone could produce enough power to run the engine. So if I take this battery lead off and the engine dies, that means the alternator isn't good. Now I think the alternator's not going to be good because of the amount of time it's going to start. Hear that? Yep. That's because there was no charge coming from the alternator to run that ignition system to make those spark plugs spark. It's purely running off of this battery pack. Replace the alternator and switch it. That's sounding good, isn't it? I want to do it again. There's too many things. Oh,
What is going on?
There's too many things going on. I didn't put this one on either. There we go. Ah, there we go. In boosted mode. Didn't even have to touch.
Does run sweet, that, doesn't it?
Ah, isn't it?
Give it a couple of revs.
You won't have all that. Nice. Take shit out. Yay, she runs fantastic. No nasty noises out of the engine, no nasty smoke out of the exhaust. The ignition system works, the fueling system works, the cooling system works. Although she did take a little bit of a wee on the floor, so we do need to sort out that leak. Make sure you catch us on the next video in this series, where we'll be finishing the floor section off, sorting this sill out and the rear quarter. If you've enjoyed the videos, leave us a like. Make sure you press that subscribe button. Join us on Instagram at Yorkshire Car Restorations, and we'll catch you next time.